record to clap. All right, cool, Eric. So if you can go and explain them and just make it a little bit easier for us to understand.
Sure. So there's 3 separate projects. The first project is an NFT project for real estate. I have 2 clients who are currently looking to be doing this right now. And on next week, I am meeting with a third. All own multiple commercial properties.
Okay.
They want to be able to NFT the property so that when the property sells, they get royalties each time it sells. And I think that's probably what they're most interested in. These are like old school commercial real estate people. They see an opportunity to make money on an asset after they've sold it. And it's a brand new revenue stream that they've never had before.
Okay.
So that's the first thing.
Okay.
The second thing is I have a real estate broker agent client who has done a few Bitcoin transactions for property over the past few years and now wants to establish herself in the metaverse so that she can list properties in both places and people can purchase properties from her metaverse store or start the process, I guess, if it's impossible to do it.
Yeah, it's possible these days. It's crazy.
So
it's an exciting time we're in right now, you know?
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
And then the third project is he's one of the commercial developers.
Okay.
There's a significant amount of properties. And he wants to be, and he's one of the guys that wants to NFT his properties.
Okay.
And but he also owns a property in Laguna in California that is used for big events. Like I think it's like 3 lots on the ocean in Laguna Beach. And he wants to NFT the property. This is the first property he wants to NFT. He wants to NFT the property so that he can sell it and also get kind of the publicity hit for it because it's a very expensive property. And then they do in real life events at the property in California, and they would do events simultaneously in their metaverse property, which would, I think, be sort of a mirror to their property.
Okay. What's this thing with Sandbox for you?
What's that?
What's this Sandbox with you and the Sandbox established?
Okay. So the stuff with Sandbox is I've been talking with developers from Sandbox because when I first started, those were the first people that I connected with. For me, as a new guy to this industry within the past couple of years, it seems like right now the opportunity for well-established businesses is most present in either Sandbox or Decentraland. And it seems like more brands are going to Sandbox now. And I think the reason why they're doing this is to get business. I don't know that they're not closed off to anything. I'm the one driving it for them. And so if you can explain to me how your solution is better, like it will bring them traffic, it will do all these things, then I can definitely convince them either way.
Yeah. Well, definitely. I would rather actually talk with my team and stuff like that. I want to make sure I give you the correct information. I'm actually going to set a meeting to actually talk to my Python developer and like explain it to you a little bit better. But basically, Sandbox is just the tools that you would be building the world with. If that makes any sense, it has nothing to do with if it's going to have more traffic driven to it or anything like that. It's just what it's built on. Sandbox is just, yeah, it's like wrapped. The WebGL is it's really it's complicated. Like I said, I don't want to give you. I would rather have my developer explain it to you a little bit better,
Okay.
more clear. But like I said, it has nothing to do though. That's just the development tools. That makes any sense. It has nothing to do with the actual finding of. So for instance, the web is like paper machete. Okay, so it's very light, and so if you put too much on it, if something's too like that eyeball I showed you would never work on the web ever because it's too detailed. So the trick is having tool like before like 2 years ago it was unheard of. People would laugh at you if you said you would put 3D on the browser. They would have laughed in your face. And so that's
Okay.
when I said, okay, well, I'm going to get into that because then I knew I'd be one of the, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, well then I'm going to get into that then.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, because it's one thing to be able to make 3D models, but it's another to make them suitable for the web. It's very, that's why Metaverse is so special. That's why it's so special to find certain people that can do it because literally you can go on some websites that have not been optimized and it literally sounds like your computer is going to blow up because it's not optimized correctly. So there's tools that like Mozilla has made called Mozilla Hubs that was meant specifically for metaverses within the browser. So which is within the Spoke environment. As far as like the whole Sandbox thing, I'm gonna have to talk to my developer and hope he can he'll either shoot you a text or we'll figure something out where he can explain it a little bit better. But
Okay.
basically, an idea of what you want, which you've given me a pretty good idea today. Then we can tell you we're just gonna lay out all the options and what we can do from here, where we can go from here.
Perfect.
But yeah, so I just need to talk to my team and get like a good little like plan going to present to you and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited. NFT game is definitely. I mean, I'm telling you, we've had nonstop. It's just been NFTs and metaverses, and it's a really exciting time. So, it's really cool that your guys are a part of that as well. Because
Yeah. I mean, look, I
right
went to NFT in New York City and I like just totally geeked out. And
Yeah.
I went to like I'm a sustainability person for a long time. Like I kind of created the sustainability spot in the gaming industry, in the casino, like in the land-based casino industry. I authored and was the chairman of the first ANSI standard on sustainability in the casino industry.
Wow, that's impressive.
I wrote a lot. I wrote for a lot of magazines, and now with some colleagues from the sustainability industry, we're working. And this is kind of a fourth project. This is my own thing. I'm working with a partner of mine who's a Nobel Prize-winning climate scientist, and we are forming something called ESG DAO, Environmental Social Governance DAO, and we will aim to solve one big issue in a way not unlike what I did in the casino industry. The standard development process is kind of similar to my brain as a DAO, because they're distributed organizations where you bring these really smart people together and you just need people to kind of organize them and get them moving in the right direction and not stopping them. So,
I agree.
So this guy, JB, is already he's been a partner of mine for a while and a mentor. And I've been talking with Will Entrikin as well, the guy that wrote the ERC 721 standard, about joining the team. And so what our purpose will be is to solve a big issue. And it seems like within Web3, the big sustainability issue exists around mining and the energy usage from mining. And I think that, we could come up with some really creative ways to do that. And because of the Nobel Prize and all the other stuff, we have some reach. And but the idea is to drop some NFTs that will be scuba themed to fit into our scuba verse, an underwater metaverse. I've also been talking with some of my scuba diving buddies that are professional photographers. And one of the guys who's an Australian dude who did work with NASA at their underwater lab, we're talking about using real world video stuff. He shoots a lot of like crazy high def red camera stuff. And then to kind of wrap up the circle, so we'll drop NFTs, we'll have the Scubaverse, and we will develop with the human capital that we have a trading algorithm to trade in the ESG world. The ESG investing world right now is a third of the global assets under management. $35 trillion are ESG investing dollars.
Wow.
So there's a huge opportunity. That market will grow to $50 trillion in the next 3 years.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that's my passion. That's the stuff that I care about. And I will do all these other things to make the money so I could do that thing.
Oh, absolutely. One day I'd love to pick your brain. and,
I
and,
would
and,
love to.
and this is all about definitely making connections as well too, because once you know the right people that can help you with certain it makes it, so I mean, if you ever need anything, development wise, and if we're definitely the people that can do that. So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I love the whole scuba thing. That's really cool. The underwater metaverse. It's pretty awesome. It's really cool.
Right.
Okay,
It's,
cool. Well, I'm stoked. Yeah, I'm really glad I got to meet you. You seem like a really interesting guy. And
thanks.
you
You as well.
I'll be communicating. You're like the project manager, right? Like we'll be communicating through you, and then you'll be communicating. Well, sounds
And
good.
pricing, you guys will talk to me about pricing, not them.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll try to ask you about pricing.
Okay. Yeah, as far as the pricing, it's I mean, we do ask for a percentage up front usually to get started too, because that's just the rules of it. So as long as you guys are okay with that, then
What are you talking about?
we
Like-
usually ask for at least something up front usually. You know what I mean? Cash up front, at least something,
Okay.
and we'll make sure I have contract signed and all that too. So that's not the problem, but I mean, that's just in this profession, I don't know anyone who doesn't ask for a payment up front. I mean, that's just the way it goes, because you'll be surprised at the amount of work that people will put into things, and then the client will just end up, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Or, you know what I mean?
wouldn't be surprised, because I've done that kind of work and been told, oh, no. So, dude, just come back to me with what it's going to be, and I'll present it to them, and hopefully we can move forward. The big, the sandbox thing for me is, maybe I didn't explain it right. The sandbox thing or the Decentraland thing, for me, it's that those are the two metaverses that get the most publicity, which means that more non-Web3 people are interested, like that's a good point of entry. So that was the only thing I was thinking, is that it's already got all this built-in traffic.
Okay, I understand. I understand.
And buying a property like close to like an Atari, or close to something that makes sense for them, and Atari's not it, but I think that people
familiar with it. I know, like, they feel more comfortable. I understand what you're saying.
But I don't see why it couldn't be both. Like, so here's kind of what I was thinking. When you show me the 3D stuff, that is this guy, Dave, the one with the crazy house in Laguna. Mm-hmm. I think that matches what he needs really well.
Okay.
I'll try to find some pictures of the house, and I'll send it to you so that you could see what the house looks like.
You want us to make a model of like his house?
I think so. I gotta talk with him again, but when we talked about it the other night, I was, he was talking about how they do events there. I'm like, well, dude, then we should make it so that you could do the same events here. Like when you have a live event going on there, you can stream it into your metaverse property, and you can have people come into the metaverse, and you can have special metaverse only things that happen and whatever. So he loved it.
We would
And
just blueprint if he could give us like a blueprint of the house, and then also just pictures of the rooms. That would be pretty much all we would need. Yeah, we would love to
okay.
do some. It's actually that's is that what you want to do as well with the what about the real estate? Does she want her office to be made into a model as well?
Yeah, so I think what well, no, not her in real life office, but I think she wants to be able to design it a little differently. She wants to be able to have it be an office-like structure, but so in the sandbox, the way that it would have worked was the amount of property and the size of the build was kind of the same, whether it was this guy with this crazy house or the real estate office, right?
Mhm.
So um, it's the conversation started there. And now that I'm talking to you and seeing your stuff, I'm trying to shift to think about it in your terms. But in the sandbox, it was a very large property with a lot of build stuff on it. So the idea was to kind of make a big kind of
Well, we use Sandbox too. Everything we use a combination. Does that make any sense? It's not just only Sandbox. That's what I'm trying to. I don't want to explain it to you. I'm wrong. Like I'm gonna have my developer explain it to you. So I don't.
dude, I think I'm wrong too. So
No,
it's
I mean
fine.
I just don't want to explain it to you. I don't want to give you the false information, and I would just rather. I'm used to having We just kind of did this like last minute, but I was gonna actually have like my team like with me when we had our meeting.
Yeah, dude, don't worry.
Yeah, just so I just want to make sure. Usually, they'll explain it, make it, because they have a very good way of doing that. So let me talk to him, and I'm gonna tell him what's going on, and
Cool.
we can make something. I mean, if it's done in Sandbox, I think I know what you're trying to say. I think I know what you're trying to say. I think that
Like voxel based. Sandbox is all voxel, and
yeah,
your stuff is smooth. Yeah. So, but okay. So let's talk to them, and then we'll get back when it's not New Year's Eve. And
yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I was gonna.
sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
no,
excited about this. So I wanted to talk it through.
no, I'm excited. I'm stoked. What are
Yeah.
you? I love my job. I'm very passionate about it. So, what are you doing tonight? Are you going out, or gonna have fun with family, or?
No, I got my 6-year-old. I'm at a friend's house, and
Oh,
they're watching
awesome.
some cartoons, and then we'll go home, and she'll go to bed probably about 9, and I'll probably fall asleep 5 minutes after. So,
Awesome. Yeah, dads
how
are
about
awesome.
you?
I love my dad. Tonight, let's see. I'm just going to. My mom's actually in town, so
Cool.
out with her and probably just do the same thing. Watch some TV and do some work.
There you
All I
go.
do.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you probably like it, which is why you do it.
I do. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. It is a way. It's like I would like to get into meditation though. I heard that stuff's pretty cool. It's just my mind.
Here's
I
what I would say. When my ex and I broke up, so I've been meditating for a long time, but I started my daughter with it. She was 4 years old at the time. And I would put on, if you just Google kids bedtime meditation or just bedtime meditation, there's a ton of YouTube videos, and we pick them like, there's like Castle in the Sky and Underwater World and all these different things. And so we just listen to it, and it's really just kind of a story, but it's the tone of the voice.
Yeah.
And it's the slowness of the cadence. And it's the language that they use. And it just kind of, the first couple weeks, maybe the first day, maybe she lasted 10 seconds. First couple weeks, maybe she got to like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, after, a month or two or a month and a half, she was doing the meditation. And eventually she just got to a place where almost as soon as it goes on, she just falls asleep.
Wow. That's inspiration for me. If your 6-year-old can do it, then I can do it.
6-year-olds are way better than we are.
Man, I'm telling you.
They don't have all the bullshit that we have.
Yeah, so, I know, right? I know, yeah.
It makes it easier.
Kids are pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But just try that, like Google it. And those meditations are really good. It's just like listening to a bedtime story.
I think I'm gonna try to tonight. I think the whole point is to get your mind off of, like, to bring yourself back in the moment. And I think, like, forgive yourself for drifting off. right? And then like you forgive yourself that you drifted off, and then like center yourself back. I think they use breath because that's something to focus on, correct? Like that's why they say use
Yeah,
your.
don't forgive yourself. It's not about that at all. It's you
And
can use breath or like I like to cook. So when I'm chopping stuff, I kind of get in that zone. Some people like to run or exercise and they get in the zone, they call it. You know, when you're working, I'm sure you get into this flow where everything's just like awesome.
Mhm.
That is what you try to attain when you meditate, that state. So if you know that state and you're familiar with it, then you can do the things to get you back there. And for me, when I'm having a hard time, I have these physical cues that I use. I put my tongue on the roof of my mouth.
Mhm.
I breathe only through my nose. And I put my left hand in my right hand, like the meditation pose kind of thing. And as soon as I do that, it's like a light switch. And it
Wow.
just kind of brings me down. I work with a mindfulness coach for like the past 17 years, and I'm happy to refer you to him if it's
Sure.
something that you're into.
Yeah. I mean, I need to get some relaxation going on, or I'm stressing myself out. But maybe you could. Have you thought about maybe doing like a life coach? I can see being like a life coach for sure.
Who, me?
Definitely, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
serious. I'm,
I know. I think I would be very good at it
I
too.
think we could build you a virtual website for the. I mean, why not? Virtual website. You can be a. I'm telling you, my friend Jennifer does it, and it's crazy the amount of money that she makes. And she literally just and she loves her
Maybe
job. Got it. She's not a phony. You know, she's a
would
real
she
life.
talk to me?
Would she? Absolutely. I can hook you guys up. Yeah,
That'd
Jennifer.
be
Yeah,
great.
she's been
I
certified.
appreciate it. Yeah,
I'll
I've
hook you
thought
guys.
about it for a while. I listen. I like Tim
I'm gonna stop.
Ferriss pod.
I'm gonna stop recording. How do you do this? Yeah, I've been wait, hold on real quick. Let's see. Okay.